folks, Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What's up, my family? Tom Arnone, A2D Radio. Stay tuned. About 25 minutes from now, you have the Philly Sports Guys coming up live on A2D Radio. But a special interview that we're coming live with you, right? Special interview. And guy, you gotta love this. Like we don't always go live. You got one guy sitting in a chair. Usually, you don't see this, but we got tons to talk about. Tom Arnone, A2D Radio, best in the business. There will be a couple notes tonight, though. We got Lincoln Coleman, former Dallas Cowboys running back, on the line with it tonight. We got a ton to go over with him. Family, we'll answer your questions. If you got anything for Lincoln, chime in. I got a bunch for him as well. So we got Lincoln on the line. He'll be joining us on the Real Talk hotlines. Lincoln, can you hear us? Are you there?
Man, I can hear you. You guys couldn't hear me. I heard you talking about Iguana Mirage, man. I was about to join in.
So I assume you know what the Iguana Mirage is, and you've been there once.
Oh, I do know. Yes, sir, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For Iguana Mirage.
It was a fun place. I think I was like 10 or 12, but you remember Shante Carver, obviously.
Yes, I do.
And I was wearing an Eagles hat, and he took my Eagles hat off and made me turn it on backwards, which is something I always remember. Not many people remember Shante Carver, but I always remember that one. He didn't
exactly. Well, Eagles, sometimes it's tough to live with Eagle fans, huh?
It is. Even Cowboys fans can't deal with us sometimes.
There you go.
So how's everything going? And I was scrolling through to get some history on you, and I saw the other day, or I don't know when exactly it was, but you're with Roger Goodell, and curious on what you had going on with Roger.
Oh, man, check this out. So there's this veterans group, okay, that the True Blue Crew represent, okay, and they asked me to do a tailgate party with some veterans, okay, and one veteran specifically. It's Master Sergeant Christopher. I can't think of his last name right now. So what we were going to do is meet at the world's most awesome fan guy, Cowboy fan member, at his house, so I could see it. I've never seen the house before. Apparently everybody's seen it. It's decked out, Cowboy all the way, toilets to the kitchen. Okay, so I get out there, and all of a sudden I meet Christopher, and so we're like, let's just stay over here, and have some sandwiches, and just, stay at this house. And so we rode around town a little bit in the Cowboy van, and we did a lot of funny stuff on my Facebook page. And then we got back, and he said, "Hey, man, NFL Films is coming by because I'm one of the, finalists for Fan of the Year. They're going to be here at 5:30. They're just going to film the place and talk to me. I would like you to be here." So I said, "Okay, I'll wait." 5:30, a guy comes through with a camera. He starts filming some stuff. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" All of a sudden, Roger Goodell walked in.
Oh.
We did not know that he was coming. This is a surprise thing that he does, but he wanted to be in Dallas. So he showed up, 2 tickets to the Super Bowl, and he took him on a tour. So I was tripping out. I'm like, I've never met Roger Goodell. Hey, this is, something awesome. So I kind of ran my Facebook Live through the parking lot. He had all kind of Secret Service, taking him around town. I couldn't believe he had calling the cops, making it, happen for him in all the traffic. So it was just an incredible experience, man. It was just out of the blue,
Yeah, that's really cool. So he brought him 2 Super Bowl tickets?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right up to him and say, "Hey, man, I want to see the house. Here you go, so you can enjoy the Super Bowl." And I was like, "Oh, my God."
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Some people thought I should have punched him, but, not the first time I need it. Okay?
Yeah, maybe the second.
Punch in the nose.
Yeah, definitely not the first. The first, you got to be friendly. The second time, you can get a little aggressive.
He won't come back if I punch him the first time. You know what I mean?
No, you can't do it the first time around.
That's right.
You got to play nice the first time. So a little bit about your career.
Heck of an experience, man.
That's amazing. So about your career and your playing time, and obviously you spent a year with the Cowboys, and you got a chance to obviously be around Jimmy Johnson, and we'll start with Jimmy Johnson on what it was like playing for him.
Well, I always describe it like this. If Jimmy Johnson was the CEO of Apple, I'd work for him. Because you see how he looks. There's a lot of pressure that comes from, what we have to do, what he expects of us, every day, during the week before games and then on game day. So it's something different, during the week it's everything you got because your job isn't, secure, so every day you had to go out and work. And then on Sundays, you're just not playing the game. You got to make plays in the game. He always believed in, whoever makes the biggest play more times than the other team, yes, 9 times out of 10 you're going to win. And if you're not making mistakes. So that's why it was a grind during the week. It was a grind. We're like one of the only teams that was still, padded up on Super Bowl week. Okay, most teams after 8 weeks, they take off the shoulder pads or they take out the bottoms.
Yeah.
And they're not hitting anymore for the rest of the season. We hit all season.
And you know what's amazing? Now you can't hit at all during the week.
Oh, yeah. Man, listen, man, sometimes, if I don't see the injury, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on because they can get away. I mean, concussions are 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, back in the day, it was 2 fingers. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that the game's getting softer. There's some incredible, talented, smart players out there that are making this game as exciting as it ever was. So I'm not one of that crew that says because of all the rules, this is But Jimmy Johnson was, I tell the story. I was walking down the hallway one day, and I think I was headed to my running backs coach, and I see Jimmy turn the corner. Immediately, I started looking for a door to open and go hide, and the toilet was right there. So I jumped in the toilet and waited for him to hear his shoes walk out the door. You did not want him to have you on his mind because that was a decision that he was going to make. Do I get this guy? How do I get him work on Tuesday? What happened with him on Thursday? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every off day, somebody got cut during the week.
Really?
Okay?
Every off day?
Yeah, I found this out in a crazy way. I was coming in from partying all night after our first game, and I'm in there at 6:30 in the morning, and I see the equipment man sliding a guy's name out of his locker. I'm going, are you going to move him to another locker? He said, yeah, somebody else's locker, not here. He's gone. He says, you're going to see that every week. And I'm going, I got to be on my game at all times.
Yeah, you held everybody accountable.
Yeah, every week. Day off, you're getting fired. It was like a Friday movie. Every Tuesday, man. I said, no way. Don't cut me on Tuesday.
He got bored. That's what happened on his off day. He got bored.
Man, I was wondering, why is everybody up here on their day off at 6 in the morning? What's the reason? And I found out, somebody's getting fired. We need to see right now.
That's great. That's great. So you obviously played with Emmett and Irvin and Aikman, and just sort of your experience playing with them guys, obviously, since big when you talk about those teams back then, them 3 are the first 3 to come to your mind, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you a real story. The year before, I played arena ball and went with the Cowboys. I was playing semi-pro football, and my buddy was a guy by the name of Anthony Montoya. Now, I didn't know that all this time I was playing semi-pro football, my boy Anthony was kind of like a basketball member for Michael Irvin off-season charity basketball team.
Okay.
And so he calls me one day and says, hey, Nick, you're airport right now. The plane leaves in an hour, and I need you to shoot up here to McAllen, Texas, and we're going to play some basketball with my guys. I'm like, okay. And then I run to the airport. I missed the first flight. There was 30 minutes later. I got on that one, showed up at this gym. I had limo meet me at the airport. I showed up at the gym. They said, put these clothes on. They said Cowboys on it. I said, what the heck is going on? So I run upstairs into the gym. Leon Lick, Larry Howard, all of these dudes. I'm going, what the heck is going on? And also, and now we have Lick for my running back for the Dallas Cowboys. I said, wait a minute, what? And so that was my introduction to these guys. So I started playing on their charity off-season basketball team to follow me with the Cowboys.
Oh no, that's amazing. So you met these guys all before you were even playing with them, because you were because you were playing arena ball. To give a backstory, you were playing arena ball in Dallas before you were a Cowboy.
Yes. What happened? I left semi-pro. I got a call from Arena League. They had a team in Dallas. They said, "Hey man, come on out and try out." I ran a couple of 40s. They signed me, and during that year, right before training camp, they were bringing in running backs. They needed a bunch of running backs to beat up on. That's how the defense. How we were going to run that defense. We're going to stop the run and make you throw the ball. You know what I mean? So they needed a bunch of running backs. So they weren't doing what they were expecting them to do. And I got a phone call from the Cowboys because Kevin O'Neal seen me on TV playing in an arena football game. Said, "Hey man, you need to get this big back out of right here in Dallas. He's right down the street."
Yeah, Lincoln, and he wasn't even a scout for the Cowboys. Am I correct?
No, he was the trainer.
Yeah, he was that trainer. Yeah. It's great. I mean, that's great. That's great vision from him.
That's what I'm saying. He just seen me. He was watching arena football, seen me, playing the game. So they called, and I just happened to be injured. I had an Achilles injury. It was nasty how it happened. But my trainer was the one. I'm sorry. My trainer was the one who had to give me the bad news. So he's just Lincoln. "Hey man, the Cowboys called, man. And they want you to come to camp." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? Let's win it." Man, my code of ethics won't allow me to say that you're ready because you're not. And I started crying. I'm sitting in the training room. Everybody's wondering what the heck is going on, and I was inconsolable. And so 2 weeks later, I'm healthy, playing the playoff game, and the Cowboys called again. And I was like, "I'm ready to go, yada yada." So they said, "Okay, let's get him down there because he was injured. So let's see what's going on." So I grabbed the agent real quick, and my agent said, "Man, look, I got something I want to run on the Cowboys because they just going to bring you in and work you out." Miami called, and they want me to sign immediately and show up in camp. So he said, "Just let me do this." I said, "Listen, you mess this Cowboy thing up, you won't be found, baby. You okay? I'm not going to nobody, your mama. Nobody's going to be able to find you." So, and so he goes and tells the Cowboys, "Listen, I appreciate it, but we're going to go with Miami. They're going to sign as soon as he, get off the plane." They said, No. Bring him right down to Austin. We're all right. We got him. We'll sign him as soon as he get there. So I get there. Guys are on the field practicing. They bring it through. Throw a contract in front of me. I sign it. I get those some shoulder pads and it's ready to go. I go out on the field. I'm looking at the number one defense in the NFL from the year before. And Jimmy Johnson comes up to me and says, "Listen, hey, that was a nifty move with your contract. So let's get out here. I want to see what you can do, yada, yada." So he gave me one practice to make the team because I guess everybody was salty about the way you know what I mean? So I show up. And we have this drill called middle drill, where it's just lineman and running back, the quarterback, and the defensive side, no secondary, other than one take. And it's just straight run. Everybody knows 10 plays, they're going to run between one of those gaps. Okay? So it's just man on man. And he gave me those 10 plays to make the team. After that, it was, just keep working, keep getting better, keep working, keep getting better,
So he saw you that one day, and that's all he needed to see, and you were good to go.
Yeah, that's it. He put me in on those 10 plays. I had the ball 8 times. 8 out of those 10 plays. He wanted to see if the leg was ready.
Yep.
And if, I'm supposed to be there.
And to you, were you? I mean, how healthy were you at that point coming off of the Achilles?
I had already been off a week, and so it was one more week that I was off, and then I was in the playoff game. I was ready. I mean, either way it goes, my adrenaline was so high. You know what I mean? I would have ran on a broken leg.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, the first game you played in was the Thanksgiving Day game against the Dolphins, right?
Yeah. But the week before was the first week I was on an active roster. I had come off the practice squad. I was on the active roster the week before in Atlanta.
Okay.
Where Emmett got hurt. And they went with Lassie. But I was still, on the sidelines. The next week in the snow, Thanksgiving Day, it was having a little trouble out there, and that's when Coach, sent me out.
10 for 57, too, right?
Yes.
A little 5.7 yards a carry, that's all. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, in the snow, baby.
Yeah, in the snow.
And I still had to share the backfield with him.
Yeah. I mean, that just got to be cool. I mean, the play there and play with them guys. And, I'm a diehard Eagles fan, but I always say to guys, when you look back on things, you have a lot more respect for your rivals when you look backwards. So, looking back at, the 90s Cowboys, even though I always say my uncle who lived in Dallas at the time, who owned a part of the Iguana Mirage, and my cousin were big Cowboys fans. So
Okay.
I've been grounded over Cowboys-Eagles games because, Cowboys always beat our ass. So I remember the Tommy Hutton missed snap in Dallas that ended up costing us that game. I think I was like 11. I remember getting grounded for that game. So that's how deep it goes with me. But I look back at them guys and I just can't not but respect the greatness that was that team. And I even say it now. I mean, I still believe it that Jerry Jones is one of the best owners in all sports.
Hey man, he revolutionized how teams can make money. Okay, he's granddaddy. Okay, everybody else they come to the knee of Jerry Jones and say, "Listen, Mr. Jones, lead the way, sir." You know what I mean? Yeah, because he small wasn't making money. Cleveland, Ohio wasn't making money, man, until Jerry Jones showed him how to do it. So you got to respect him on that. You
have to
respect him as an ownership. Yeah, as an owner.
You absolutely have to. I remember, back in the day, he used to sell Pepsi and Coke in the same stadium. Bid off each other. He's a smart business guy from day one. But I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts
on.
You
just throw him out there and throw him in the tank and give him one night and say, "Whoever survives, I got you."
Yeah, he seems like I never met him, but he seems like a great guy though. Seems like he'd be a cool guy.
Yeah.
So I know this relates to you a little bit, and I wanted to get your thoughts on the whole Josh Gordon situation and sort of just how that relates to your own life a little bit. And
man, I'm gonna tell you something. The program of AA, I shouldn't even be talking about it because it's still in anonymity, but he has to find some humility. And I don't mean, he's, Mr. Flash dance, in touchdowns. I mean personal, emotional humility. And say to himself that this is it. I can't keep, going around on this carousel and allowing my, my addiction and my non-willingness to, for change. He's got to find the bottom. We always say he's got to find the bottom. And I don't think losing a year of football is the bottom for him. Unfortunately, it might be deeper. And that's scary. So he, right now, when you're an addict, you don't care about anything else. I mean, he's had so many chances, and he still come back and go, you know what? I think I smoke a joint.
Yep, yeah. The money's not. The money and the losing of the NFL doesn't seem enough to change it.
Nothing matters, bro. Your family, nobody.
And what do they talk about? People, places, and things, and it's something that he's not been able to change himself from what what you can gather over the last couple of years.
Yeah, but he's going to have to find love, man. I'm talking about he's going to have to fall in love with himself. It's going to take some time. Just do his outward flash don't mean a damn thing. Because inside, man, he's not crazy about himself.
No.
So he's going to have to, like I said, emotional, personal humility, man, so he can just sit down with himself and say, listen, man, I can't do this. Just tricking everything off.
It's a shame. You watch it. You watch the addiction ruin a guy. Ruin his career. This guy is so talented, and you see it, and that's why you get. He gets a second and third.
He's a monster.
Yup,
on the field,
and he'll get a fourth or a fifth, whatever time we're at now. He'll get that chance again if he gets himself right. And that's where he has to. That's where he has to start at, and that's where he has to finish at. of getting himself
man.
right.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. I think the NFL does this thing. I know certain teams. I don't like the way really. This is what I was told. The Dallas handles the business. They have somebody kind of like a handler that deals with those players who are having difficulty with addiction. I don't know if, I know some of the followers out there understand that this, like I said, is anonymity. I got to be able to talk to somebody who's not going to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so maybe these handlers, maybe they won't talk after they, deal with, Josh Gordon, after Josh Gordon tells you all his secrets, I can't believe or, I can't think that this guy won't go back to Jerry, won't go back to, the Cleveland's owner, won't go back and say, yo, this is what's going on with this fella. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
have somebody not a part of the program, NFL, nothing.
Somebody you can trust,
Somebody I can trust. So I can spit all of this stuff out. I can't trust that this handler that's being paid by this certain team is going to keep my secrets till, until I want to talk about it, No,
it's 100% spot on. And obviously he doesn't have that in his corner. And like you said before, he doesn't love himself, and you can tell. And when things been taken away from him, doesn't seem to matter. You know what I mean? So it's not enough for him. Some people might be enough for. Some people can overcome it because of things, going on outside. But for some people, it's they don't love themselves, and that's something he needs to find.
Man, he's got to find it, man. That's the most difficult thing about it. You know what I mean? He's got to figure out who the hell he is, and start moving from that point.
And he's a stud. He's a special talent. He's a special talent.
He's a monster.
I mean, he was catching balls for me. He was catching balls for me for 1,000 yards in Cleveland for a couple of years.
Oh man. He was like 12 weeks. He went like 1,300 yards or something crazy because he missed 4 weeks or suspension. I mean, this guy's nuts.
So
I was a boy, so I gotta,
I was going to ask you insight on Dallas game, insight on Eagles game, but I actually want to combine it into one and sort of how I feel. How do you feel about the potential matchup in the NFC title game of Eagles Cowboys?
That's the worst case scenario for the Cowboys, and really, I'm almost leaning, Eagles tomorrow. Sunday. For real, and I'm going to tell you why. Going into the playoffs, after you played 16 games, you need some, motivation a lot of times. The ring is a big motivator, but somebody to stand behind, they got Nick Foles, and they act like they've never seen a quarterback before in their life.
You're so right. You're so right.
Wentz goes down, also they go, oh, God, we got Nick Foles. Let's go, let's play now. Nick Foles throwing the ball up like a punt, and his receivers are going and they are competing for the ball.
Absolutely.
So they are so scary, man, because they are all behind Nick. The line loves him. The receivers just want to do whatever they can for him. That is a scary team to see. So Sunday, man, if this game is tight for the Eagles, and that's oh my God, yeah, that's the worst case scenario to see them.
Yeah, and I believe if the Eagles can hold the Saints under 30, because I believe they can score enough, but if they can hold them under 30, it's a game they can win. I don't believe we want to get into a shootout in the 30s and 40s with them, but if we can keep them to the 28 mark and believe that we can score enough on their defense, that's I think the route we have to go. What'd you say?
You're talking about the Rams this weekend.
Yeah, well, I was talking about the Eagles Saints that I believe.
Eagles Saints.
Yeah, but the same thing. Over the Dallas game, the same way. I believe that's another game where Dallas defense has to show up in that football game. How the Cowboys love to do it. Lincoln, time of possession. They want long drives. They want to get off the field on third downs. It's all recipe for their success, so they can play action.
My problem with this weekend with the Rams. The Rams have the front four that can force us to put the game in Dak's hands. They are going to get in gaps, and they are going to try their best, first down to fourth down, to stop the run. They are going to try. I'm talking about Aaron Donald is going to try to bury his helmet in Ezekiel's ribs. Man, it's going to be just a flopper knocker. So we got to have Dak with the one-pass option and all that kind of stuff. He's got to be the dude again. He's going to have to be the guy because they're going to take one of them away. And what's easier for them to take away is the run. Yeah. They're going to try their best to take one of them away.
Absolutely. They definitely are. Yeah. We're going to find out, because I've been critical of them, not because I'm an unbiased guy when it comes to sports. Like, I love my teams, but, I can be real with stuff. So when the Cowboys had the best offensive line in football, I would tell everybody it's the best offensive line in football. When they won a division 2 years back. You coming into this year, and when Dak's career started, my concern wasn't him as a playmaker because I know he's a playmaker. He's big, he's strong, he can make throws on the run, he can beat you with his legs. But my concern is how much can he throw enough from the pocket? Just enough. You don't have to be Tom Brady from the pocket, but can you throw enough? Yes. And we're going to find out. We're going to find out Saturday, actually tomorrow night. We're going to find out how well, to your point, Lincoln, can he throw from the pocket? Because if he does on Saturday, they're going on to the NFC title game. And I know Amari's really helped him feel more confident back there that he has a guy to throw the football to, and you can see a little bit of that. And as unbiased, I've seen him get a little bit better. But this is a big test tomorrow night for him.
Hey, man. This defense, man, is scary, when they're on their game, and they've had 2 weeks to get, ready to play and then 1 week to play us. So that's the scary part for me, man. If we put it in, if they make it, all about that, okay, is he going to wake up and do his thing again, So, it's scary. But the Eagles, man, I'm telling you, out of everybody, and, even the Rams, Eagles scare me the most, man, because I really think just the fact that they're so motivated around this one guy, it's going to take them pretty far, man. If they end up in the NFC Championship game, man, I feel sorry for somebody.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Listen, 6 weeks ago, Lincoln, we were dead. Right after the Cowboys game, I did a video because there was so much anti-Carson, which I think is ridiculous, and there was so much Nick love that I had to do a video saying, because I thought we were done anyway. And I did a video. I said, I can't deal with these people anymore. I hope he throws 6 picks. Well, I haven't lived that video down yet because I really thought that team was dead in the water. And now all of a sudden, when you beat the Bears, we're talking about it weekly on our shows. They're still playing football. We're still having this conversation. You're right. This is the most dangerous team. I really love the Chargers out on the west side of things. I love the Chargers. But over here on the NFC side of things, I absolutely think they're the most dangerous team left.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm serious. Yeah, they went into the playoffs the right way. Fighting, playing, winning games. You know what I mean? Not, winning slobber knockers and winning games that are really close. And they just went in the right way, man. And like I said, they got that angel in the quarterback. So.
They do. It's something. It's something. He's definitely the angel. So I want to ask you what you've been up to lately. What are you working on now? Obviously you talked about when you met Goodell, you were working on stuff as well. But what are you working on now, and what are you up to?
Well, I train players through a company called Coleman's Coaching, and I got a few guys here in Texas. I was doing a lot of it in Florida. But I got an opportunity to be general manager of this arena football team here in town. It's the Dallas Trojans. So I met last night, the coaching staff and everybody, and I'm going to work with them about, some good ideas on trying to expand it a little bit, and we'll see how that goes, But I'm going down tomorrow to Tyler, Texas, and hang out with some friends down there. We're going to do, kind of have a little Cowboys watch party. With a buddy of mine, Terry Cox. And we're just going to have a good time, man, and come on back to Dallas.
Yeah, I think you're going to come back with a win, Lincoln, too. I really do.
I'm hoping.
I really do. I really believe it. But that's awesome. I mean, that's great. You still, that's what's great about it. You still get to work with kids, and now you talk about being general manager of Arena League. Team down in Dallas. That's just really cool. I mean, I know that for me too. I mean, I didn't play at your level, but just staying involved in the game, I think is a great thing. Helping any kids out that you can help out any way. Because I always tell my kids, like, man, if I knew what I knew now, I'd be a better player. And then if you can help kids any way you can, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. I used to be a high school head coach in a couple of different states, and I generally stay around the game a little bit, during the year.
That's great, Lincoln. I had a million more questions for you, but maybe obviously I would love to get you on again at some point.
Okay.
And
listen, anytime, bro. Anytime.
Listen, great call. I really appreciate you jumping on with us, and I would love to get you on. If we got Eagles Cowboys this week, maybe we got to get you on a little quicker on one of the shows this week.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right, Lincoln, you're the man.
All
Thanks,
right, brother.
I'll talk to you soon. Hey, everybody, that was Lincoln Coleman, former Dallas Cowboys running back, and you can tell he's still doing things now. You know, becoming a general manager of a Dallas arena team down there, which is really cool. And he said it, family. He said it. You know, he said, listen, the Eagles are the most dangerous team left. You know, he pretty much said that I don't want to see them. And when I said that Eagles-Cowboys NFC title rematch, wanted no parts of it. But listen, fam, we got the Philly sports guys waiting to come on. Give them 5-10. They'll be right on with you. Stay tuned for them right over on YouTube. For everybody that wasn't sure where the stream was, we apologize for early on, but we went old school with it. We said, you know what? Let's go back to the phone call. Let's just go to the phone call. We know that works, baby. Tom Arnone, A2D Radio, the best in the business. Maybe a couple notes tonight. Love y'all. Stay tuned for Philly Sports, guys. I'm out. Thank you, Lincoln.